Hello friends and welcome to a new video. Today, as we are approaching the halfway point of the new year, I figured let's discuss everything I made so far in this year and just kind of talk about the projects, if I'm happy with them, if I would do things differently now that I'm a bit wiser. So yeah, I thought that might be fun. If you are interested in what I made so far in the year, then do keep on watching. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. So my very first project of the year was a tee that I designed myself. This is the Full of Scrap tee, which, as the name suggests, I designed for on little fingering weight scraps. I am really pleased with how this turned out. I used in total less than 200 grams and I think it was about 50 grams of each colour, so except like the main colour with that is also the ribbing. The details are in my Reveille as always, but yeah, I really enjoy this tee. It's made with Frogmouth's Twisty Sock, which is a theme in this video. For those who don't know, Frogmouth Studio is my friend's brand, and so I'm always happy to support and rep her. So it's going to be a theme in this video, just fair warning, because it's also just amazing yarn. So if you're looking for some beautiful hand-dyed sock yarn, then do check them out. I haven't worn it tons yet because, again, when I made this it was in the middle of the winter, so I haven't really worn it out that much yet, but I'm excited to. The weather is starting to get nice, so yeah, that's this one. My second project of the year was the Winter Cable Head by Strickersoft. This is also made with Twisty Sock. And two strands of the silk mohair by Frogmouth Studio as well. So I love this yarn combo. It's so freaking pretty. I also really like this pattern. I won't put it on my head right now because that would ruin my hair, but the cables are absolutely stunning. I just love the pattern that it creates, and it's also a lovely fabric, so I am so happy with this one. I haven't worn it out tons yet because when I made this it was nearing the end of the winter. It's gonna be a theme. I actually wore this when I went ice skating with my student association, which was fun. So I'll see if I can get a picture of that. I don't know if I have it without other people's faces in it, but if I do, you will have seen it by now. So also, this only took me 6 days to make because I was on that grind. So yeah, it was very fun to knit up as well with all the cables, and yeah, definitely recommend this pattern. Very fun. Then moving on, it's my first pair of socks. So I had the goal to knit one pair of socks every other month, so basically a sock a month, because one pair of socks a month seemed a bit too much for me, because I don't really knit socks up that much, so that was my goal for the year. So if you're counting, I should have 3 pairs of socks in this video, and I'll keep you waiting to see if I did that. So this was my first pair of socks. Again, Twisty Sock by Frogmouth Studios. So this yarn I actually dyed myself, the main colour. This one is dyed by Mirta herself, but the main colour is actually dyed by me. So Mirta made a collection of yarns inspired by everyone in our friend group. And so this colorway was called Porcelain, and as I was dyeing with her for a yarn fair, was like, okay, let me try it out. And so this color combo was called Costa Nova because it's definitely not similar to the way her Caroline looked, but I still thought it was fun, and I thought, considering I dyed it myself, I should probably have it. So yeah, that's this pair of socks. I really like this. This yarn is incredibly soft. It only gets softer each time I wear it, and I love the contrast colour I chose as well, because it has the same colour speckles in it occasionally, so I figured this would look good, and in my humble opinion it does. So yeah, I really like these socks. These are just very basic afterthought heel socks. So for those who are unfamiliar, you basically just knit a tube, and then after that you pick up the stitches for the heel, and then cut in your tube and then put in the heel. So it's a bit nerve-wracking. This was actually not a true afterthought heel, so I put in a strand of scrap yarn, so it's a little less nerve-wracking because you don't have to cut into your tube, but still interesting construction. Afterthought heels are my favourite. I just love them. Yeah, my first pair of socks for the year, and I was very pleased. Then, since I made the winter cabled hat, I was like, okay, I had so much fun making it, I want another hat. So I made the Hipster hat by Petite Knit. It looks very silly because it's ripped, but it's just a cute little beanie. I thought it was fun to bring in a pop of colour. So yeah, once again, I haven't really worn this as much, but I kind of already knew that when I made it. Usually I don't really put on accessories with my outfits because I am lazy, but this was an attempt to kind of inspire me to do that more. I have the perfect outfit in mind for this hat. I had it when I made it. It's like, I will wear it with this outfit. I haven't done so yet, but I'm still excited to try it. So I'll keep it stored in my mind for when it gets a bit cooler again. So this is made with Hobby Extra Fine Merino held double. I made the child size because I do have quite a small head, and it was great. So again, very pleased. Then we get to a sweater. So this is a sweater that I was working on throughout last year as well. So this isn't something I actually started and finished this year, but I finished it this year, so I'll include it in this video. This is my Porcelain sweater. This is, I think, the favourite sweater I've ever made by myself. It's so pretty, and the yarn I use is so incredibly soft. Again, this yarn was gifted to me by Better Knit, but their mohair is literally the softest thing I've ever touched. It's so nice. Yeah, I am in love. This is definitely my favourite sweater I've ever made, and I've worn it tons, which says a lot. I don't really wear the things I made that often. I should get better about that. I'm getting better about that. But this one I've been wearing constantly. Well, not anymore because it's way too hot now, but when I could, I wore this sweater constantly. So this is definitely a good addition to my closet. The only thing I was a bit bummed about, I generally don't think if you can tell. Yeah, you can. So I ordered or asked for one yarn skein too little. So when I was working on this, I ran out of yarn and I had to order more. So the dye lots were different. I don't know if you can tell, one is a bit whiter than the other, you can tell. So that's the only thing. It doesn't bother me that much. If I'm wearing it, I can't really tell. It is what it is, and ultimately I'm not too fussed about it because, once again, been wearing this bad boy so much. So I love this one. This will forever be a prized possession of mine. Then, my first pattern test of the year. I took a break from pattern testing, but I saw this top and I just could not. I had to. So this is the 6x6-in-1 top by Hipster. And it's just really basic, cute little baby tee. I made this with drops extra fine merino. It only took 161 grams, so pretty good for stash busting. Yeah, it's a 6-in-1 because it has instructions on how to make it without the sleeves, short sleeves and long sleeves. So that's 3 options, and then you can wear it like this, but you can also wear it like this. So 6-in-1 is the pattern, and I definitely recommend because I love the way this fits. It's so cute. It's stunning, and I also really like the colour that I chose. It's incredibly cute. I've also been wearing this quite a lot, so again, good addition to my closet, which sometimes I find that I make some things just because I like making them, like the hats for example, right? That's just a quick fun little project that I really like to work on, but don't necessarily wear that much. And then you have the porcelain sweater and this top that is just, I actually will wear quite a lot. So I'm trying to find a balance in that because I obviously, don't get me wrong, I still like making this, but it's like something different, right? To sometimes having like fun little cable patterns in your project is just fun to like challenge yourself. So I don't just want to not ever do those again, but I do want to get also do want to knit things that I would actually wear. So I'm trying to find a balance in that, but I think I'm actually getting there because again, 10 out of 10, love this one. I also have to say I really like the pattern testing process. I think Andrea is great about it. It's very inclusive, very it gives the sense that you're just knitting with your friends, which is very fun. So I definitely have to commend her for that. That was absolutely great. And yeah, I recommend testing for her because it was a lot of fun. Then, if you keep up, it should be time for my second pair of socks, and look at that, we have a second pair of socks. So these are shorties because all of this yarn is scrap yarn, so from other projects other than the main yarn. This was just one skein, I think 50 grams, maybe a little less. I got this from a knitting yarn swap, this main yarn, I think it's Drops Fable. And then the yellow I got in a yarn advent, which it was only like 5 grams, and then the pink was left over from a different pair of socks that I made last year. So all of these yarns are now out of stash, which I really liked, and I think they actually turned out great. Like, I really like them. They're definitely a bit more scrappy than, let's say, the first pair, right? This is very much like, we can tell I picked these yarns to go together, and then this is maybe a bit more scrappy, but it still goes. The yellow comes back in the main yarn as well as the pink, so I think the yarns I chose work, but it's definitely more scrappy than I would normally go for, because normally I would probably have the hue in the pink as well. But I actually really like this. I think they are very fun, and they are actually longer than I expected. So with these, because I didn't have that much yarn, I split all the yarn into, so if we had 50 grams I would have 2 balls of 25, and then I did a true afterthought heel, which I think was the first time I ever did that, so it was a bit nerve-wracking, but it was so easy. It was so easy, I definitely recommend, which meant that I could just knit up all the yarn until I ran out, and then place in the heel according to my foot size. So if my foot were longer, I would have put in the heel a bit further up here, So yeah, that was just a great way to knit up every single meter of that yarn, and I'm very pleased with how they turned out. Then I made something that I haven't gotten here anymore because I gave it to someone as a birthday present. So I have a pattern called the Cool Shoulder Bralette, which is a very basic crochet bralette out for free. So if you want to make this, you can. It's on Ravelry and on my Crochet shop, and I think on my Ravelry as well. So I'll link those links are always in the description. So if you're interested, you can check that out. Again, I don't have it with me anymore, but I'll put on some pictures on the screen. It's a very cute little crochet top, which if you have kept count, this is my first crochet project of the year. For those who don't know that much about me, I used to be mainly a crocheter, then I learned to knit, and it was basically 50-50 for a while, and now I'm very much more into knitting, because I genuinely think the projects that I make when I'm knitting, I am more likely to wear. However, I still really enjoy the process of crocheting, and my friend actually wanted a crochet bralette, so that was perfect, because I might not have worn that top, but I did really enjoy making it. So yeah, that was great. I really liked the end result. I did some modifications of that pattern that I mentioned. However, all the modifications are in my Ravelry notes. So if you want to make exactly this version, you should be able to do that with my notes. And then I have another project I can't show you because it was a Mother's Day gift for my mom. So it's not here with me because I gave it away already. And that was the Simple Shawlettes. It's a free pattern on Ravelry by another designer. I can't remember the name from the top of my head, but again, it will be linked in the description. I did really like the construction of this shawl. However, if I were to choose do this project again, I would choose another pattern because I think it just turned out a bit too short. And the fit was a bit awkward, so it's definitely still wearable and quite cute, but just not exactly what I was looking for, I guess. So yeah, if I would do this project again, I would pick another pattern, but I did really enjoy working on it. I thought the construction was fun, very basic. It was very Mons knit. And the yarn I used, again, Twisty Sock by Frogmouth Studio. Another one I actually dyed myself. And it wasn't specifically with my mum in mind, but it was the perfect yarn for my mum. Really enjoyed that project. Might not have been very happy with the ending result, but I did really like making it. And the yarn was great. Now, one project I would never ever in a million years do again. My Chemical number 5. So this is a pattern by My Favourite Things Knitwear. I started this time last year and actually got quite far. I think I basically almost finished the body very fast, and then I had to do the double knitting versions, so the neck and the arm edges. And I discovered I despise double knitting. It's just, I don't like it. So I put off this project for the longest time. And then I tried to pick it up again, do the double knitting, and I just could not. And I looked at the Ravelry page and projects, and quite a lot of people actually just did a folded edge. And I thought that looked fine, so I did the same thing. So I would actually finish this project. Again, I have not worn this. I think partially just in spite. I didn't really mind the body part of this pattern. I mean, it takes long because it's on 2.5 millimeter needles. I had to size down to get gauge, so it's gonna take a while. But I don't mind that. I actually quite enjoy the knitting of the body because it was quite mindless. It was just the freaking ribbing thing, the edge. I could not. So I was happy with the folded edge, and I did put in some elastic because otherwise it would look a little weird. So if you're gonna do the folded edge instead of the double knitting, you definitely have to put in elastic. I don't know if you have to when you're doing the double knitting, but definitely if you are doing the folded edge. But yeah, again, the most part of this top I didn't mind making, but the edge really got to me, and just purely because of that I would never ever do this again. But yeah, it is a nice top. I like that I have it now, but I haven't worn it yet because I think just inspired. I'm a bit petty, what can I say? Alright, so this project is a bit silly. This is not actually a project, but I learned how to spin my own yarn this year, which was very exciting. And my first hand spun was about 20 grams, so I couldn't really do anything with it. So instead I made a little gauge swatch, and in the way I am noting my in and out of stash, I had to count this as a project, and because I counted it as a project, I thought I might as well show it to you. So this is literally just a square, but yeah, I think for my first hand spun, that's pretty solid. I'm very happy with this gauge swatch, which might sound stupid, but I am. Okay, what can I say? I will cherish this forever. I'll put it on my gauge swatch wall. Camisole number 4. So if you've been following me for a while, not on YouTube but on Instagram, you know I've made this before in Knitting for Olive pure silk, but I think what happened is that it accidentally went into the wash once, and now it just looks a bit faded and a bit ugly, which I understand is like a little bit of my own fault, but also I don't really like that yarn. Yeah, I didn't really love working with it because it's very splitty, and then again I think before I put in the wash, so before I ruined it myself, I didn't love the way it was wearing. Like I think it actually got quite like faded before I put it in the wash already quite fast, and I put it in the wash and I ruined it myself. I do get that, but yeah, I don't love the way it was wearing. I did really like that tank, and I actually wore that one quite a lot, so it might be that. Maybe I just wore it a lot and that's why it faded very fast. Okay, I'll put it out there, that might be the reason. So I wanted another one, and someone made another one, and this is actually just cotton. This is the Hobby Black Friday cotton. It's very soft. I love the drape, and I like it a lot. So yeah, my camisole number 4. I knit this up quite fast, and I really do enjoy this top. Then I so liked that task knit I did for Andrea that I did it again. So this is the Costa Nova top by Hooks and Loops. So again, same pattern designer, because I really like the way they kind of organized their testing. I thought it was just very fun. I liked the way this top looked, so I signed up. This is made fully with stash yarn. So the green yarn I thrifted, and then the white is Catania. So originally the plan was to make it white with green stripes because I had more of the whites, but then I made a swatch and just didn't feel quite right, so I switched up the main colours. So the green was now the main colour and the white stripes were the contrast colour instead of the other way around, and I'm so happy I did. It turned out a little bit shorter than I would have wanted. If I had more yarn I would have made it a bit longer, but it's not too bad, like I can still wear it, and so I am really happy I made that decision to turn it around. Fit wise it might have been better if I didn't, but I just think the overall vibe is so much better this way. So I'm happy I turned it around. And then the moment of truth. It's time for another sock. But does she have another sock? Yes, she does. Are you proud of me? I actually helped myself to a goal that I set, and I made 3 pairs of socks. Actually, I made 4, but we'll get to that. So this is my birthday pair, as I call it, because the other yarn in this sock I got for my birthday last year, which I do realize is a bit stupid. I only got to it now, but it is what it is. Okay. So this main yarn I got from Mirza, another Mirza. Very, very nice. I got to pick it out myself when we met at a yarn store. She's like, I can pick it out for you, but if you pick it out yourself, I know for sure that you'll like it, and you just have to act surprised. I was like, okay, got it. So I got that yarn from her. Really, really fun. It's actually a cotton-based sock yarn, so a bit different than my other socks. And then the light blue colour I actually got from Lisa, from Lisa's Knit Club. Didn't pick this out myself. She picked it out, and it just turned out to fit perfectly together. Like, I really like these 2 yarns together, and so I figured let's make a birthday pair sock. So let's just use these yarns together and call this my birthday pair. So I did, and I really enjoy them. They're fun. And then I made another pair. These are my dad's socks. So I made these for Father's Day. I haven't given them to him yet because I haven't seen him yet. They look ridiculous because why are his feet so big? Tell me why. Anyway, this is Twisty Sock DK yarn. I don't think this is officially out yet, this base, so I might be spoiling things, but I love it. It's very soft, and I think this might be my new favourite base for socks because it's so soft and it just knits up so quickly. Like, I love my dad, but I would never knit him socks in fingering ways. I'm really happy that I got to knit it up with the DK. And then if you saw my previous vlog, you know that I didn't have enough yarn to make his size, so I had to improvise, and so I held this twisty sock fingering weight double for the heel and the toe, which turned out perfectly. Can't believe I had this in my stash, by the way. It just looks so good together. So I was really happy with that. And yeah, I love these socks. They're great. They are very much like hiking socks, you know. That's the vibe I'm getting from them, and I love it. I hope my dad likes them, because if he doesn't, I'll just cut out the toe and make them smaller so I can wear them. My 4th pair of socks. And then my last project of the first half of the year is this one. So this is a very cute little crochet bandana. I made this in a day. It was very quick. I followed a YouTube tutorial on this one. Once again, I'll link it in the description. Because I have quite a small head and very thin hair, and so when I knit like just a triangle or crochet just a triangle bandana, it looks a bit silly because it has the little flaps. And this YouTuber made a pattern that doesn't have that, so I was like, okay, I'll try that out, and it actually works. So I'm very happy with this one. Again, this is hello, can I have it back? I'm being attacked. Relax. This is the twisty sock with the Kid Soak mohair by Frogma Studio that I had left over from my cabled winter hats. And You might be able to tell a slight difference because this one was held with 2 strands of mohair, and this one was only held with 1 strand of mohair, so the sock yarn gets to speak out a little bit more in the bandana, but I actually really like it. Again, this is one of those things that I'm not sure if I'll actually get a lot of wear out of, but I really enjoyed making it, and I'm gonna try to see if I like it, and if I don't like it, I'll just give it to a friend. So no harm done. That is everything I've knitted in the first 6 months of 2024. So let's actually look at some stats, shall we? I made 16 projects in total in the first 6 months of the year, 14 of which were knitted and 2 were crocheted, which means that 12.5% of my projects were crocheted and the rest was all knitted. So I definitely want to get some more crocheting into the second half of my projects. I think summer is definitely more of the time that I crochet anyway, so we should be getting there. But that is my goal. I want a couple more crochet projects. For my destashing, I used up 2,023 grams of yarn in the first half of the year. I think that's really solid. If we are going to divide that number by 50, it means that I have used up 40.5 50-gram skeins, which again, I think is actually really good. Call me delusional, but I think I did pretty solid. I did also obviously gain some grams, 980, which was more than I expected, I'm not gonna lie. Wish I had gained a little less, even though most of this is to finish projects that I already had or birthday presents. But if we're going to divide that number by 50, it means I added 19.5 skeins into my stash, like back into my stash. So I actually only destashed 21 skeins, which is a little disappointing. So I definitely want to add less to my stash in the second half, but if we keep up the actual like yarn I knitted or worked up, I think we actually are making good progress. So just adding less yarn and we are golden. Those were all my projects for the first half of 2024. Let me know which was your favourite and how I did with the destashing, if you think I did good. And without further ado, make sure to like this video if you liked it. Give me a subscribe, maybe follow me on Instagram or on TikTok, and I'll see you guys in the next one.